Indiana Fever fans are furious, and so is Caitlin Clark, because what went down in the Fever versus LA Sparks game has left the entire WNBA community absolutely shocked. Fans are calling it rigged. Commentators are calling it suspicious. And Caitlin Clark? She's had enough. From missed calls to flat-out bizarre officiating, this matchup wasn't just basketball. It turned into a full-on controversy that has everyone questioning the integrity of the WNBA's referees. So what really happened in this game? Why are so many calling the referees corrupt? And why is Caitlin Clark leading the charge in calling out the injustice? Let's break it all down. This wasn't just any game. This was Indiana Fever versus LA Sparks, two teams battling for playoff positioning, with tension already at an all-time high. Both squads knew what was on the line. A win meant momentum, credibility, and respect. A loss? Chaos and questions about the season slipping away. Fans tuned in expecting a showdown of pure talent. Caitlin Clark running the show for Indiana, Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint, and the Sparks looking to protect home court. Instead, what fans got was one of the most controversial games of the entire season. From the very beginning, something felt off. Every time Caitlin Clark tried to attack the rim, whistle, offensive foul, hand checks that had been ignored all season, suddenly being called. Meanwhile, on the other end, the Sparks were getting away with everything. Pushing off over-the-back rebounds, clear travels that went completely unnoticed. One moment had Fever fans losing their minds. Caitlin Clark drove hard to the basket, absorbed contact, went to the ground, but instead of a foul on the defender, the refs called an offensive foul on Clark. The crowd booed, social media erupted, and it didn't stop there. Aaliyah Boston was fighting for position all night, but every time she grabbed a rebound, whistle. Somehow it was her foul. The Sparks were gifted trips to the free throw line, while the Fever could barely buy a whistle. By halftime, the foul count was lopsided, and it was clear who the refs were favoring. Caitlin Clark isn't the type to back down. She's fiery, she's competitive, and she wears her emotions on her sleeve. But in this game, her frustration boiled over. After one no-call where she was clearly hit on the arm during a three-point shot, Clark turned to the refs and yelled, "That's a foul!" Cameras caught every second of it. Fans in the arena were chanting in her defense. Later in the fourth quarter, after yet another questionable whistle, Clark threw her hands in the air, staring at the refs in disbelief. It wasn't just one bad call. It was a pattern. For a player who's brought record-breaking attention and sold out arenas to the WNBA, to be treated like this by officials? Fans were stunned. Clark was furious. And the controversy was only getting bigger. And the fans? Oh, they let the league hear it. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Everywhere you looked, the hashtag rigged was trending. One fan wrote, "The refs are literally handing the Sparks this game. Absolutely disgraceful." Another said, "Caitlin Clark has changed the league, and this is how the WNBA protects her? By letting refs rob her of a fair game." Even neutral fans, people who weren't rooting for Indiana or LA, admitted the officiating looked biased. The anger wasn't just about the Fever losing. It was about the principle, about fairness, about the idea that maybe, just maybe, the WNBA didn't want Indiana to win this one. So here's the big question. Why would the WNBA allow this? Some fans believe the league wanted the Sparks in the playoff picture because LA is a bigger media market. More money, more eyeballs, more coverage. Others think it's about balance. Caitlin Clark and the Fever have been the center of attention all season long. Maybe the league doesn't want her and her team to dominate every headline, so they even the playing field with a little referee interference. Of course, the WNBA would never admit this. But when so many calls go one way, when the foul count is lopsided, and when the league's biggest star is visibly furious, you can't help but wonder. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time fans have complained about biased refereeing in WNBA games this season. The Clark effect has put every whistle under a microscope, and what fans are seeing isn't pretty. So what does this all mean for Caitlin Clark and the Fever? For one, it shows Clark's passion. She's not afraid to call out injustice, to stand up when the game feels rigged. That fire is why she's already being compared to legends. For the Fever, it's another test of resilience. They've been battling uphill all season. Media scrutiny, tough losses, and now, referees who don't seem to give them a fair shake. But here's the thing. Nights like this only make them stronger. Clark, Boston, Mitchell, this squad is built for the long run. And if the league tries to hold them down, you can bet they're going to fight back even harder. So here's the bottom line. The Indiana Fever versus LA Sparks game will go down as one of the most controversial of the season. Fans believe the referees were corrupt. Caitlin Clark was furious. And the WNBA is now facing serious questions about the integrity of its officiating. Whether you believe it was rigged or just terrible refereeing, one thing is clear, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever won't forget this. And the fire it lit inside them, it might just fuel their next run. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the game was rigged? Was this just bad officiating? Or something more sinister? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more breakdowns, and turn on those notifications, because the Caitlin Clark saga, it's only just beginning.